This episode is brought to you by Heyday. Feeling stressed? Take a moment for yourself with Heyday. Stroll through rows of golden wheat, tend to cute barnyard animals, and discover the joys of a digital farm retreat. You don't have to hop in a car or catch a plane. Escape to the farm at the tap of a finger. With Heyday, you're not just tending to a farm, you're tending to yourself. Heyday. Search Heyday, that's Hay space DAY, in your favorite app store. Heyday is a free-to-play mobile game and offers optional in-app purchases and random rewards.
Don't go anywhere. We're going to have a quick word from one of our sponsors, Apax Lab. Elevate your coffee experience with Apax Lab mineral concentrates. Apax Lab's precision-engineered formulas, including tonic, jam, and lilac, are designed to enhance the coffee's natural flavors. Not going to change it, it's just going to enhance it. It's going to bring out the vibrant acidity, the rich sweetness, or if you use lilac, it might bring out those delicate floral notes that you've been looking for. Trusted by world-class cafes and even barista champions, Apax Lab helps you unlock your coffee's full potential. Discover more at apaxlab.com. Wait, where was that again, Sonam?
The internet.
Oh, okay. Thought I was going to say the website. Thanks.
Today's episode is brought to you by our amazing sponsors at Eco Barista. The reason I sound like this is because they got massages at our stand at Mice, and so I'm getting a massage while recording this message for you. They're the best sponsor of the pod that we could have had. They have the best eco products. This probably sounds really pornographic, but it's not. I'm just getting a massage. They have the best eco-friendly coffee products. They got coffee bags that you can design yourself. They got cups. They got iced coffee cups. They got everything you need. So make sure to support them because they support us. Head to ecobarista.com.au and get 15% off your first purchase when you sign up. Oh, mama, that's good.
Another week, another coffee break. We are fresh out of the episode with Nathan Toleman, the legend himself, out of the Melbourne scene. And from what I heard, the creator of the smashed avocado here from Melbourne.
Yeah, he's changed a lot of lives, hasn't he? He's impacted us all, really.
Insane.
Look,
Insane.
I mean, it was very generous of him to say it was his wife who was actually the chef in the kitchen. So that's, I mean, he did say it. He also, you know, we may have read between the lines a bit more whether or not he invented it or not, but he definitely laid claim. He gave us a where and when, that's for sure.
He was humble about it.
Yeah. Did he say that he'd even produce a menu or a photo for receipts?
Yes.
He did, didn't he? I'll follow up on that one. That's definitely worth follow up.
We need that. So usually we start our coffee breaks with a little AeroPress recipe, but this week we switched it up.
You've got the Canotto.
The delicious, bitter Coca-Cola. The Italian, it's the best. The best. Sponsor us.
Do you find Canotto better in a tin or a can? In the bottle? Ginotto.
Definitely the bottle.
The bottle? Yeah, same.
Yeah. Bottle's
Great drinking action. So what did we didn't have a coffee break. We went for a coffee break.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah. Usually we start off with the world champion recipe for the AeroPress that I'm going for. But we actually ran off to see some friends of the pod at the new Rumble Cafe.
Yeah, Macaulay Road in North Melbourne / Kensington. Great little spot. Beautiful fit out. Unbelievable. Good old friend of mine, Mike Sullivan, on the plants in there as well. Made it really nice and homely. Beautiful stainless steel counter, 3-group KB90 in there. They also had, 3 grinders running, a filter blend, more to come, obviously, and they've got the bakery around the corner that supplies more of the sweet treats. And what did we drink? We had the Sweet Science, their filter blend, which is like 50-50 Guatemalan and Rwandan. A nice sweetness to it, well-developed body, a little bit of lime at the end. I really love it.
Delicious.
And then also, I mean, to complete the circle, very old friend of ours, Hannah Hoffman, who used to be one of the green buyers for Coffee Supreme. She's now turned her hand at ceramics. They were her cups.
Oh my God, the mugs.
The mugs.
The mugs that actually fit my hand.
I don't know if your partner was in this room right now, Liam, and could hear this conversation and know that there's a mug fit for your hand that is worthy of your drinking. We found it.
It's true. I got big mitts. So big mitts mean big mugs.
Massive mugs.
Yeah. No, I loved it. If anyone's watching this, I'll cut a little montage of us kind of going for a little coffee break before the coffee break.
It was good to catch up with Joe as well. Those guys have been under the pump recently. They've just done something at the Ballarat Marathon as well. To get that shop open while doing all these other things at once and spinning all these plates, credit to them. They're a slick operation, that's for sure.
They know what they're doing. Yeah, we've also, we've seen them in a few of our reels coming from mice now, giving their 2 cents. There's a really funny one coming, funny for us. Them lay down in a massage chair, giving their kind of horror stories and hot takes. Yeah,
And then I was privy to, and I pretended like I didn't notice, Liam got fanboyed. So cute.
yeah, I know, Jeff.
Big shout out, Jeff.
Big shout out, Jeff. My man's probably listening to this on, train from Werribee. But thank you for the feedback and all the love. I even down to calling out the Morse code in our news segment. Loved it. He loved it.
He loved all the little details, and that's the thing that it just goes to show you, Liam. Sometimes you have a greater impact than just this room. There's more people out there that are being touched by you every single day.
Well, I loved it. So thank you for the support, and thanks for coming up. Anyone that takes the time to, give us some feedback and just a little shout out means the world. So
yeah, was there any constructive feedback from Jeff today?
He, his main one was, he appreciated the verbalization of some of the things we do, because a lot of the things we're dealing with are like gadgets or trinkets, and it's we don't necessarily voice every step that we're doing, whereas I take the time to be like, well, Rowan is currently standing up over there to get an extraction. That was a pretty quick extraction. I take the time to kind of bring people along.
So it's kind of like a sonographer, but you're an autographer.
I'm an autographer.
Is that a real word?
I'm going to go with yes. I want it. Autography.
Yeah. It's amazing.
Yeah.
Man, that really reached the deep recess, the sonography. I mean, I haven't been caught for a while, but far out. Free Luigi.
Oh, man.
All right, well, let's, at the end of the day, we are, doing a little bit of a summation of what just happened with Nathan Toleman. Full credit to him. Absolute, slick operator. Great on the pod. When we finished, we're like, how many of these you done? He goes, this is my first one.
It's my first one.
And Liam and I just both looked at each other and were like, Jacko Pato.
yeah. Absolutely crushed it.
Yeah, did he what? And what were your favourite moments, Liam? Because I've got a few and I've got them saved up, but what were yours?
I mean, I don't think we really hit on the fact that how much history that man has with you and the team here. Like from Rowan, you to him, I overheard Dan, Dick, and Jamie. All were you working under the same roof?
We all worked in the same venue at the same time. Yeah,
for him,
yeah.
He's the one that pulled you all together.
Yeah, he's the origin story. He's the original. He's the Professor X, I guess. Is that right? Is that how would we work?
Uh-huh.
Yeah, I mean, we are kind of all mutants, I guess.
But I think there's a few stories that need to be told of all you guys getting pulled together and him being your boss. That's, amazing.
Yeah, look, I think we'll dive into that. I think we need to have more time with Nathan to dissect what he was talking about on both a business and ethical level. Because those things that he was talking about within the Common Ground program that he's got, and then also just the way he structures and scaffolds around his staff to make sure they've got their best lives, impressive.
I mean, even just I love the takeaway that he was so present for your thoughts at a new venue, the merging, and from a design standpoint, listening to someone that, is a staff member that's like, oh, I'm not sure how the designs from what was and what's to come can merge. And he completely took that on.
Usually everyone just passes off my bullshit, but hey, he actually took it on. And who would have thought it's an award-winning cafe, hey?
Yeah, amazing.
I'm here for everyone, by the way. So in terms of the business side of things, when we first asked, what would the cafe or operator need to do? And when you're acquiring a lease or when you're working with someone and you just went, bang, if you want 30 seats, 50 seats, 60 seats, 100 seats, difference between this is this much and that one, you're just like, mate, we need to really just knuckle down on that for half an hour.
I was so shocked at how dialed his recipe for business was and recipe for each space, and how he's just if it's that's a treasure trove of advice. And I mean, just the fact that, what is the number of businesses? 25?
Yeah, I think so. I think that's where we got it down to in the end. 24, sorry. 24. Yeah.
24. None of them franchised. All of them
individually
branded and built from scratch. You know, that in itself is like the biggest flex. Like,
Yeah.
it's insane. It's not like we found a winning recipe and then he like, you know, rinse and repeat. It's like, yeah. I mean, I guess there is a recipe behind it. Hey, like,
He's figured out his ratios, that's for sure. And look, you would have had to adapt to them, and we spoke about that as well, the adapting of the business plan, the strategy, and also the offering. But, you know, like you said, 20 years ago, it was a different operation to it is now. The other little diamond or the little gem that I really loved was the chairs, the 50 chairs, when he bought that from the Genazzano auction.
Yeah. So what? He got like 50 school chairs that were like dope for $1.
For $1. They definitely look like school chairs. I remember a metal frame, wooden, like plywood blue, I think they were. I'll have to test my memory and look back on those photos. But yeah.
Amazing.
Yeah. I mean, the other thing, like you just said before about the history of Nathan and all the people that have been through it, like he had Nolan, you know, he's the reason Nolan is what Nolan is now. Not completely, but helped get him off the ground. You know, he helped Nolan open Liar Lie, his first venue in Hawthorne. And some amazing baristas went through there and learnt through there. So he's had a pretty big impact on the coffee scene as well. And then his understanding of coffee and, you know, how he went through the depths of it and went through all those different areas of like over-capitalizing on specialty and overdoing the specialty. And then now he's back at it's just got to be delicious. It's got to be simple, it's got to be consistent, and it's got to be delicious. And anybody can be able to make it. That's his key parameters for coffee in his venues now. I think that's kind of reflected now across the whole board, I would say, unless you're a highly specific coffee bar or a roastery or something like that. Don't overreach.
It's true. I think that was one of the biggest takeaways is like, don't overreach. Don't like try and bite more than you can chew, you know, especially on your first kind of venture. Don't try and do it all, even though it's like tempting. I think you made the analogy of like owning your first house. It's like, of course you want to have all the bits and bobs, but, you know, afford what you can, you know.
I've got some hilarious stories of Nathan back in the day as well. Saved up for next time, I think. Also, that's how Ro and I actually met, was working at that Cafe 3 Bags that we're talking about.
Iconic.
Yeah, it is iconic. That's where I met Jamie as well, who's actually coming in this afternoon to have a chat and to talk about some more coffee stuff too, which is super exciting. A few more exciting things with Jamie as well. Looking at getting him back on the podcast to talk all things finance. I know it's a dirty word and I know people don't like talking about it, but in terms of, you know, you can't just outlay 400, 500, however many thousands of dollars, you know, you might need to lease some of this equipment. Jamie's going to walk us through all those steps of what's it like, how, like, when can you, we don't want it to sound like an ad at all, and Jamie will make sure it's not, but it's just more in terms of it is a part of business and it is a part of hospitality in particular. A lot of people are renting their equipment or leasing it. So he's going to spell that out for us and give you a bit more of an understanding of how that works and what to look out for and make sure what the best practices are when you're doing it. And obviously just to chat because we love him.
That's huge.
Yeah,
I love that.
Good. And then whilst we're coffee breaking and talking back about some stuff, I hope everyone enjoyed that episode with Ollie from Condessa. We had a couple of nice messages come through saying, good job, you guys really broke it down quite well. So that's really lit the fire in me to want to do a coffee market episode. I know we spoke about it towards the end, but I really want to get that out now, get a better understanding so that everyone understands where it's at. At the time of recording that episode with Ollie, the coffee price was about 3.7. At the time of recording this, it's at 4.15. It is so volatile and crazy at the moment. It is absurd. And the more we can understand it, the more we can understand where and when to pull the levers. I was lucky enough to pull the lever and purchase our next contract when that dip hit. And it was mainly due to Condessa teaching me what to do, when to do it. So it was very lucky. So the cost of Golden Brown coffee will stay lower than what we'll try and keep it as low as possible and doesn't need to go up with an incremental price rise to reflect the futures price of coffee. And then, you know, Liam, have we got some coffee news?
I think we do have some coffee news.
I think we have
right?
some coffee news, yeah. We've just come out of a massive weekend. It was the Houston SCA event. A couple of massive debuts. Fellow released its first espresso machine into the market. It's got pressure profiling available to it. Looks clean. Looks very good. Low profile. Does kind of look a little bit like the Synesso ES1, but that's all right. You know, espresso machines are going to follow a certain form factor. It's a low price, very low price. The advertised price online is $1,100 US. It'll eventually go to $1,500, but this $1,100 offer is for anybody buying it up front. I would love to get our hands on one of these. If anybody from Fellows listening or any of the Fellow distributors is listening, We do have the power converter for the US. This thing is, the size of a milk crate and weighs an absolute ton, so it will protect the power on the device. But yeah, it'd be great for us and Rowan and the Golden Brown team to be able to review that machine and have a proper look at it and see how it stacks up to all the other domestic machines at that price point. The other domestic machine that was debuted was the Rebel Dual Boiler Oracle Jet. So
the combo, the dual boiler Oracle Jet, because those two were two separate main things, right?
Well, I think the original Oracle Jet didn't have a dual boiler in it, so you were only extracting and steaming, so you couldn't do both at the same time, but now you can.
Right. So I guess like we've got the dual boiler at home, but like is that got a separate name? That's called the dual boiler,
Rebel
right?
Dual Boiler, yeah. But it's the Dual Boiler Oracle Jet.
Oracle Jet.
Yeah, with a dual boiler inside of it. But one of the key things or the key messages that was coming out was the control panel on the front. Beautiful screen. You could flip between auto and manual. You could control exactly how much you wanted the or at what temperature you wanted your milk at. Just really interactive, beautiful. I mean, I think their goal was always, we need to make this more like an iPhone. And they got there. It's definitely more like an iPhone, and it looks all the part. And then something a bit closer to home here in Melbourne, well, not quite that close, but definitely in Bondi, their sign has gone up, the % sign. You know what that means, Liam?
What does that mean?
I think it's Mother's Day. No, no. That's a bad joke. No, it's the Arabica store. It's opening in Australia. It's opening in Bondi. So great location. They don't mess around when it comes to locations. Their Kyoto store is unbelievably beautiful on the river there.
I was about to say, like, give us the 1-2-1 of the what Arabica is. Like,
yeah. Well, it's a Japanese chain, and it's focused on a high-end specialty coffee, beautiful fit-outs, iconic design, and it's obviously Japanese, so it's executed at the best level possible. They've opened stores all around the world now, and it looks like, well, it doesn't look like, it is happening in Australia, which is great news. So hopefully they'll punch one down in Melbourne as well.
I was about to say. Like,
where would you put one in Melbourne, though?
Oh, I mean, after our chats today, it's kind of interesting, like that thought. It's like, location that already has a kind of structure or community, or do you pick somewhere that's completely, like, make the reason to go to that spot your shop? Where would you put it?
I hate to say it, but I reckon it would go to Chadstone.
Oh,
yeah,
true. I mean, that would go off, to be honest. Makes sense.
Chadstone is just it's an ecosystem. It's like,
have you been to the new
market hall?
upstairs?
No, I haven't. I'm kind of scared.
Nah.
Don't be scared.
Don't be scared. Open arms.
Open arms.
Yeah.
I heard the messaging that it's the size of the MCG. Is this true?
Like Chadstone altogether?
Well, no, the market hall. Or is that a lie?
I mean, no, I don't know which section. I guess I've known Chadstone so long that I know like the arms that have like slowly gone. Like I think all of Chadstone is probably the size of the MCG.
Yeah.
Now. But yeah, that new area, they've got like nicer end kind of restaurant stuff, and
I saw some scathing reviews on the Good Food Instagram handles. People did the photos of what it looked like versus what they actually got and stuff like that, and it was rough. And but it would make sense for somewhere like that, that's got its own like 24/7, not 24/7, but 7 days a week culture, day, night. You can maximize the trade, what you're going to get from it, because it doesn't feel like the city's there. The CBD's there for it to be there, and if it is, it's like, where's the iconic spot for it? Is it Fed Square?
Oh, that's a good spot.
That's a good spot.
Because like, would it be also, what would the size be? Would it be another flagship kind of size, or you know what I mean?
Yeah, I've seen some of their stores, they're quite small, so it doesn't really matter, but you kind of have to put the flag in the ground and go like, we're going to make it and do it properly. I think also a lot of these brands would have a lot of reservations when it comes to moving to Melbourne and be like, whoa, competitive.
How do you
make sure you make a mark, and how do you make sure you're seen compared to everyone else?
Don't know.
So Liam, we're almost about to wrap up the break. We've had a great time with Nathan. We had a great real life coffee break today.
So good.
Should we leak who's coming on next?
I think we should.
We have got Starbucks Australia coming in.
Oh, yeah, we do.
This is going to be an operational masterpiece, guys. So if you've ever wanted to have a look underneath the hood, I went to the HQ yesterday. I got the tour. I got an understanding of what they're doing, how they're doing it. We're going to deep dive into what Australian Starbucks actually looks like and what the future of Starbucks Australia actually is. There's a lot of different parameters and they can't speak for everyone and they can't speak for the past too much. So what we're going to talk about is what they're doing, where they're going and how.
It's going to be huge.
Yeah, it'll be a great episode. And Nick, the representative that's coming in, is a great speaker. So he's got plenty of good stories as well.
Love it.
And anything else on for your weekend? Any other funny stories for me? How's the house move going? You almost there?
House move's coming through. Still living in box purgatory at the moment. But
still living in denial. You just got to move in, man.
However, having the grand piano in the living room, it's pretty nice. It's pretty nice. It's I'm very lucky to have that. But I'll come home and KP's hitting some ballads and some classical stuff. I'll sit down and have that. It's a musical house.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, that sounds amazing. Is there any chance of a Rat Pack party at your house?
Absolutely.
Oh, that would be awesome.
Let's have the team over.
Let's do that as a birthday party or any sort of party.
100%.
Oh, what's your favorite Sinatra track?
Sinatra. I don't know.
Yeah, fair enough.
Mac the Knife.
He's got a lot.
Mac the Knife, he does.
Yeah.
Fly me to the moon.
I could imagine that at your house going off.
Just Sinatra.
Yeah.
Yeah. We actually quote one of the songs, and of course it's not here. And that's life.
Yeah.
Is that, what is it?
That's what people say.
Yeah.
All right, we'll stop singing. Nathan was like, I'm not singing, and we didn't let him sing, unfortunately. But we'll definitely we'll get him back. But yeah, next week, Starbucks, guys, congrats. It's happening.
It's going to be sick.
Liam,
Actually, before we jump on, why didn't he want to sing?
I think he just thinks it's a bit cringe, a bit icky.
Oh. I was like, is he quietly like a weapon on the mic? And I'm like, do we need to get him to sing? I'm like, I'll make that happen.
In another life. Was he Kate Sobrano?
Amazing.
And then back to AeroPressing next week, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh my God, let's do it.
We had to go to the new shop. We had to see him. Old friends doing good things. You got to go. And if anybody wants to go, it is at, I texted to Liam just a second ago, 348 Macaulay Road, Kensington, Victoria. Go down, get yourself a coffee, buy some retail coffee, brew it at home. Feel good about yourself.
We tried the batch and it went off. It was delicious.
It was delicious.
Run in, run out.
See you next week, Liam.
Yeah.
Actually, you're my kidding. I work with you. I'll see you in a minute.
All right.
Bye, babe.
Bye, team.